Swatsup everyone, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. As you can see, we are currently in my bedroom. After talking to quite a few of you who watch my videos, I've found out that some of your favourites have been where it's just me one-on-one talking to you guys. So I'm going to bring out a little mini series where I'll upload one video a week in this sort of style, where I'm going to give travel tips on countries that I've been to in the world. Now, there'll probably be some funny stories with this, but also I think some quite helpful tips I wish that I'd known before I'd gone to these places in the world. And today we are going to start with the first country that I started with on this 2-year travel journey, and that is Thailand. I love Thailand. Thailand is also known as the land of smiles, and that is just so apt for the place because it is just... everyone there is so friendly and so amazing. But there still are a few things that I wish that I'd known before I went there. So hopefully some of these tips might help some of you out. Travel tip number 1. Now, I feel that this is very important wherever you go in the world. I think it's really important to be able to say hello, please and thank you in the local language in the country you're visiting. In Thailand, it's also similar to many other countries. There's a masculine and a feminine kind of bit that you put on the end of sentences depending on whether you're female or male. It's ka for female, kap for male. Thank you, for example, is kapun, and you would say kapun ka for a woman or kapun kap if you were a guy. I'm probably butchering like the pronunciation and the accent, but they appreciate it all the same. Be a courteous traveller. Now my hand looks huge. Be a courteous traveller. That is a very important tip. Travel tip number 2. A lot of people go to Thailand and other countries in Asia and Indonesia because of shopping. The things you can buy, it's so cheap, and there's a wide range of things. It definitely is a big attraction to a lot of tourists. One piece of advice is don't be afraid to haggle. When I first got to Thailand, I was just so afraid of being cheap, of offending anyone when I tried to haggle. So usually they would tell me a price for something and I'd just be, okay. But honestly, don't be afraid to haggle, because if they feel that you are taking the biscuit, taking the mickey, they will tell you. They will tell you no, and don't feel that they're going to sell for a price that they really don't want to, because I've been shopping in places when I got a bit more confident and kind of really haggled, like really made them work hard, like price-wise, and they, you know, if it got to a point where it was really too cheap, they would tell me that was enough, and then obviously we'd negotiate a better price. When you visit a lot of the Wat's palaces and temples, it's customary to have your knees and your shoulders covered. One very, very important tip is that in a lot of these places that tourists go, they can and will provide you with fisherman pants or like a shawl to put over your shoulders, because they don't want to stop tourists from coming into these places, because usually when you go to the palace and stuff, you do pay to go in. So they're not going to turn you away. They will provide you with something for free. Just be careful, because in a lot of these kind of highly populated tourists kind of go-to places, you'll normally find people outside telling you that what you're wearing is inappropriate and that you have to pay extra in order to like be able to go into these places. And it didn't happen to me, but it happened to Paul. He was wearing trousers, like long shorts, but his knees were showing. And as we were entering, I think this is when we were going to the King's Palace in Bangkok, someone approached him and said that his knees were showing and that he had to pay money in order to be able to go in. But we were actually stood outside the entrance that you walk in, and then you get led to where you you buy the ticket in order to be able to go into the palace. So obviously this person was just trying it on, But just be careful, because as I said, in a lot of these sort of, you know, places that you are going to want to go, because they are beautiful, there will be people there who they may even try and sell you trousers and stuff like that as well. But just letting you know, when you go into these places, they do have robes, shawls, fisherman pants, so you're dressing more appropriate when you're going into these kind of, you know, sacred places. Travel tip number 4. Now this one may seem really obvious, but I'd you know, when people tell me things, I'm generally quite trusting. I generally like believe them. And in Thailand, if you're going somewhere to eat, if they tell you that it's spicy, it means it's going to burn your face off, and you're going to be feeling whatever you ate in your body, in your mind, in your soul for like a week. And if they tell you it's not spicy, it's still spicy. I'm not very great with spicy food, and there were many times that I had different curries or pad thai, like noodly things, and there'd be like a little, you know, spicy rating, and you'd say, so this isn't spicy? No spicy, it's not spicy. And yeah, it's spicy. Just be careful, because I am a wimp when it comes to spice. Travel tip number 5. So the main kind of strip of bars and shops in Bangkok, it's where I went, it's where everyone goes when they first land in Thailand. If you're going to be in Bangkok, if you go through a travel agent, if you look online, it'll all point you in the direction of Khao San Road, because it's right in the centre, but it's also where it's most expensive. So I would definitely recommend Khao San Road as an experience, because when I got off the plane and I went to my hotel room, I had a nap, and then I left for dinner, it was incredible, like just walking out into that atmosphere with, you know, food stalls and, you know, all tourists everywhere and locals, and there were, you know, people selling toys, like fire breathing, like it was amazing. And I do recommend going to Khao San Road. But if you can, like, refrain from shopping, you will save yourself some money. Where I recommend to go shopping as alternatively to Khao San Road, and you will get whatever you get in Khao San Road, you can get here as well, is Chinatown. Now you can get a tuk-tuk to Chinatown. It's less than 10 minutes away from Khao San Road, and honestly, you pay a quarter of the price of whatever you would pay on Khao San. So if you want to save yourself a bit of money, and you can hold back. I know it's difficult, because it was the same for me when I kind of stepped out onto that street. All I wanted to do was just, you know, I saw like fisherman trousers, and I saw, you know, bracelets and jewelry, and I just wanted to go crazy. And then when I went to Chinatown the day after, I was just like, okay. So that would be my bit of advice for you. Don't shop at Khao San, shop at Chinatown. Travel tip number 6, I think I'm on number 6, is when I went travelling, I actually went travelling in like the UK summertime. I left at the beginning of June. So I actually bought a fair few kind of summer pieces, like summery clothes, whilst I was in the UK. You can get any of the kind of summery type items, you know, t-shirts, shorts, in Thailand, and you will pay a fraction of the price. And let me tell you, even if you do buy your clothes for a higher price in the UK, you will still end up buying the t-shirts and the shorts in Thailand as well. So if you want to save yourself a bit of money, you can get all of these kind of extra items to kind of suit the weather and the climate in these sort of countries, So save you some pennies there. In my experiences, like in backpacking, there is one thing that no matter kind of where you are in the world, when you're with other backpackers, no matter where they're from, no matter where you're from, there is one thing that everyone is always interested in, and it is, how much did you pay? So how much did you pay for this excursion, this trip, this activity that you're doing? And the one thing I want to say is just try not to get drawn into that trap, because it's really unnecessary. Our kind of first taste of it was our third day in Bangkok, when we'd organised our trip from Bangkok to Koh Samui. Now, Koh Samui is one of the islands off the mainland, and I think we paid, at the time, the difference between baht and pound was stronger in 2014, so I think we paid £20 each to go all the way to Koh Samui, for the coach, for the ferry, transport from the ferry port to our hotel, and 3 nights in the hotel. All of that for 20 quid. Bearing in mind that the coach was like 11 hours, the ferry was like 3 hours, and the taxi was like 20 minutes to half an hour. So all of that for £20. Now, if anyone from the UK is watching that, I know you're going to be saying absolute bargain, and it is. But as soon as we got onto the night coach, we got talking to some people, and they were like, well, I only paid 600 baht. Well, I only paid 500 baht. You've been ripped off. And at first, it did bother me. It did make me go, oh, for God's sake, we've been had. But then I checked in with myself, and I was just thinking, 20 quid. Where am I going from A to B, where I'm staying, what I'm doing, and it's only costing me £20. £20 will probably buy you, I don't know, lunch, a cheap lunch somewhere in the UK. This is quite an important bit of advice. Just don't get drawn into these kind of backpacker traps, you know, being competitive and wanting to get, you know, pay the least, because in the grand scheme of things, particularly if you're from a Western country, when you visit these places, the value for money that you're actually getting from your currency, like the exchange that you're getting, is always going to be great. So I know it's hard, and I can't tell you enough how many times it's how much did you pay. It's just that competitive thing in people. People just want to, you know, be out on top. So those are just a few tips I would recommend bearing in mind if you visit Thailand. And Thailand is definitely somewhere that, you know, I would shout from the rooftops. Everyone should try and get to at least once in their lives, because it is an absolutely beautiful country with beautiful people, beautiful food, and it's somewhere that I will definitely be going again. If you like this video and you want to see more of my Swatsup's travel tips, then please give the video a thumbs up, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button just down here to stay updated for the rest of my Swatsup's adventures. I hope wherever you are, you're having a lovely day, and I will see you all next time. Bye! With this, but also some things I wish. Sirens. Why? You done? I feel bad now. I hope those people are okay. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you can stay in tune. Stay in tune. Oh my god. I have why am I saying all the time? Don't forget to hit the subscribe button just down there to stay in. I'm going to say it again. I'm going to say it again, and I don't want to say that. And I mean, in my experience, I found that they didn't piss. Ugh. forget to hit the subscribe button just down here and subscribe to Swatsup's to, I'm gonna say it, stay in tune, I don't want to say that. Where I recommend to go shopping in Thailand for anything is Thailand. Awful, oh my god.